All right, guys, whether you like it or not, it's that part of the show where we have to talk about that horrific Kings game today. Now, throughout my time covering the Kings, I can't remember a loss that was this bad. As a matter of fact, it looked like the Kings just rolled out of bed right before tip-off today. Let's head on over to Golden One Center. At least the fans showed up. The Kings host the New Orleans Pelicans, a team the Kings have failed to beat this season. And spoiler alert, it certainly wouldn't happen today. This was actually family day at Golden One Center, and I feel bad for all the kids who had to watch this mess today. Now, from the get-go, the Kings were out of sync. The Pelicans stormed out to a 12-point lead by the end of the first and never looked back. CJ McCollum was balling. Now, New Orleans shot over 60% from the field in the first half. Meanwhile, the Kings couldn't hit water if someone pushed them off a boat. Sacramento shot under 40% in the first half, and to make matters worse, they were out-rebounded by New Orleans 29-9 at intermission. Yes, you heard that right. The Kings only had 9 rebounds at the half. In the third quarter, things got out of control for Sacramento. New Orleans would increase the lead to over 40. It was just like the Kings tapped out. CJ McCollum had a game-high 30 points. De'Aaron Fox, just 3 points on the afternoon. He shot 1 of 10 from the field. The only bright spot for Sacramento was Sabonis, who dropped another double-double, 17 points and 10 rebounds. When it was all said and done, the Kings would lose this one 133-100. Now, why I watched that from my office here, Matt, you had to see that in person, and I'm sure you're still, developing trauma from being at Golden One Center today. But I'm just going to ask you, from being inside there, what the heck happened?
Well, to be honest with you, everything that happened on the floor was really, really bad, of course. What happened after the game, to me, was even worse. Now, when the Sacramento Kings were blown out by the Boston Celtics not too long ago, after the game, they sent two-way player Keon Ellis to the podium to speak and answer questions for. We're talking about a young player in his second year who's trying to make a name for himself. This time, after this blowout loss, once again, it was Keon Ellis that stepped to the podium. No other Kings player, no De'Aaron Fox. We did talk to Sabonis in the locker room after the game, so we eventually got him. But none of that leadership committee that Mike Brown has talked about was available to speak after the game, which I think suggests that there might be a little more of a leadership and accountability issue with this team, especially with all these blowout losses, than what they're letting on.
Yeah, that's never a good sign, especially from your franchise when you're sending Keon Ellis out after the last 2 games, or the last 2 beatdowns, shall I say, between the Celtics and this one. Real quick, Matt, good news for the Kings. They at least get to get away for a while as they start this road trip. They have Detroit. What can the Kings do to possibly turn this thing around as they head back out on the road?
Well, I mean, basically, to make it simple, they have to start this road trip off on the right foot because they take on 2 poor teams in the Detroit Pistons and Charlotte Hornets. After that, you have the 76ers, yikes, Bucks, yikes, and Suns, who you've beaten twice, but that's a very, very good team. So it's not going to be an easy road trip. Kings have to handle their business early. All
right, we'll see if they do. Now, for more on tonight's blowout loss, if you guys really want to hear more about that, and after every game of the upcoming road trip, you know you can tune into the Locked On Kings podcast. That's hosted by my partner, Matt George, available on ABC10.com or the ABC 10 Plus